Hi, my name is Mr. Osen, the guy with the soprano. I'm back with another video as I continue on my series that I started, I think, over 2 to 3 years ago about teaching English in Thailand for Black Africans. I have always been specific and I've always mentioned why I'm specific about Black Africans. It's for me to give as much information as I can for my fellow brothers and sisters from Africa who want to join the industry. Because this industry, anyway, in this industry, when you apply, especially as a Black Africans, you're always asked to provide more information or more documentation as compared to other people. So I give personal information based on experiences and conversations that I have with other fellow Africans. I have done a couple of videos that I'll link up here, and we have talked about how we started getting jobs, how we got into the industry. So just check out more videos here. All right, so believe it or not, and I'm also still shocked that people still watch my videos. I've I've always been scared of putting out content out there because people always find a negative way or something negative about videos. But I'm really grateful for people who watch it and who people who ask questions. And this also really seriously, people did ask. People did ask. I'm not being one of those people say, "Oh, people really ask this." No, people did ask me to give information about the living costs here in Thailand, and that is what I am going to do today. I have my notes down here. If you probably see me looking down here, it's because I want to remember as much as I can based on the questions that people have provided throughout the year, or even 2 years ago. People had asked me to do this video, and it was difficult for me. Reasons being that when I got a job that gave me free accommodation. So I did not pay for accommodation, so I was not able to do the living costs for everyone. But this time I went around and asked a couple of friends, and also I just searched on online to check available accommodation, and I will definitely give you as much info as I can. Okay, before I even go any further, I want to put a disclaimer that you need to understand that I'm going to give you a basic understanding that will lead you to a comfortable lifestyle. And also, you need to understand that comfort is very relative. What is comfortable to me might not be comfortable to you based on the lifestyle that you have lived or you also want to live here. But what I'll share with you has afforded a lot of teachers, the most comfortable lifestyle here in Thailand. They're able to go to coffee shops, they're able to travel, some are able to save as well. It's not like they're living in the worst conditions or the best conditions, but also at the same time, it is entirely up to you on how you see and receive things. So this video will be divided into housing. I'll also look at transport. I will also look at food and grocery. Your housing will include your rental and your utilities. There are different utilities, and I'm just going to mention the basic ones that we all need to have here, especially as a teacher and as an expat. Let's start with rent, with housing. So housing here, the two common types of housing that a lot of experts go for, it's condos and apartment. Condos being number one, especially if you are in the city. Remember, all this I'm going to talk about mostly Bangkok and surrounding areas, and I am going to say all of this in Thai currencies. So you need to be able to do your conversion. I think I'll put the currency converter here, and you will be, aware of it. So yes, the two main ones are condos and apartments. So they each have their own benefits. Majority of expatriates here in Bangkok will live in apartments, not apartments rather, in condos. But I have lived in condos, I've lived in apartments, I've lived in houses. So I'll also share my experience as I go along, and also my budget on how I have managed to live in all of these. So what do you get in condos? So when you go with a condo, you get a lot of benefits. A condo has a lot of facilities. Some condos have swimming pools, some have gyms, some have private parkings, some have like convenience stores downstairs, some have coffee shops. This depends on the location. This also depends on the pricing of the condo, and it also depends on whatever whatever that they are providing. And when it comes to apartments, apartments offer the most basic. It's like one room, and there is like a toilet. But there are apartments that are like two roomed. A lot of us expats, we go for like a one roomed apartment where it's just one room, there's a toilet, and there is an outside that is a kitchen. A condo will offer you a room. Some of the condos that are not studios will offer you like a room, and then there's a toilet, and there's like a small kitchen out there. And majority of these condos are very, very small. I think like 24 square meters to like 30 square meters. I'll show you pictures as I go along. So as I've described both apartments and condos, you can tell which one is expensive. Your condos are quite pricey. So condos are quite expensive as compared to apartments, because apartments award you like the most basic, and apartments usually are not high rise unless it's like old apartments in Bangkok that can go to like floor 24, but majority of them go up to like floor 5, floor 6. And the furniture inside will depend on a company. I'll try to find a lot of pictures and share with you. Condos will go all the way up, high rises up to like 20, 40, 40th floor, 80th floor, and so forth. First, let's start with apartments, because apartments are quite cheap, and I have experience with apartments as well. So the first apartment that I stayed in was in Ransit. Ransit is like 20 kilometers away from Bangkok, so it was reasonably cheap. I paid 3,000. I stayed on the third floor. I think there were like 17 to 16 floors in that apartment. It looked very beautiful. It was really clean. Oh, it was nice. So I paid like 3,000 baht for my rent, and my utilities were like 1,000. I did not choose to get the internet because that time I was coming back to hustle, and I needed to save costs. So on my phone, I had figured out a way to get unlimited internet. So I will always hotspot that on my laptop. So basically, for my housing and rental in Ransit, I used to pay 4,000. Yes, I used to pay less than 5,000 baht. Let me just say less than 5,000 baht. I used to pay that. A friend of mine who I featured in one of these videos, we stayed in the same condo. Yeah, it was a coincidence, but she used to spend her rental was a little, I think 1,000 more than mine, because she was at the top floor and her room was quite bigger. So I think I was spending 4,000, and she was spending close to like a 5,000, because she also got other utilities as she was staying there for the longest time. Great. Another apartment that I have experience with now is in Bangkok. It's not in the center of Bangkok because I chose not to stay in the center for personal reasons, because of things that I want to achieve. Anyway, I pay rent 4,000. My utilities are 1,000, and the internet is 300. So basically, I spend 5,500. I'll say 5,500 per month on my rental and my utilities. So I also have experience with condos, and this time I had asked a couple of friends to give me a rundown on how much they spend on their condos and how much everything is. Actually, this is a friend of mine who I've also featured here, Christine, on the series. I had conversations with her. All right, so first I want to talk about Onut. I want to talk about the condo that I stayed in 2017 in Onut. Onut has a lot of expatriates, and it's also closer to the railway system here, which we call it the BTS. Everyone here in Bangkok knows the BTS and the convenience it brings to everybody, because Bangkok has traffic. So yes, I stayed in that area. I paid 12,000 baht for rent. 12,000 for rent. And my utilities were around like 700 to 1,000. So I will say like 1,000. And then my internet was around 600, and water was never more than 40. It was around about 30 or 20. So yeah, basically I will say everything was around 13,500. per month. 13,500 per month. Yes, that's on Noot because I was a stone throw away from the BTS line. I could just walk there less than 2 minutes. I'm already at the BTS. Now, this other one, my friend Christine, she stayed in Banson. Banson also is an area that has a railway line, and this time is the MRT line. So she rented an apartment for 7,500 baht, and that was her rent. And then her electricity also was between 750 and 1K. So let's just say 1,000. And then her internet was 550. She had telephone bills that she needed to pay. So, and then her water was never more than 20 baht. So generally she would pay 9,000 baht. 9,000 baht. This area is a bit away from the center. Onnud was closer to the center than Banson. So the closer you are to the center, the more expensive it can be. Not it can. The more expensive it will be. So yes, that is the housing, and that is the information that I have. And I'll also later on I will show you some advertisements that are put online, about accommodation advertisement that I put online. Okay, I promised you that I'll show you advertisements of apartments. I mean, advertisements of condos here in Bangkok. So you can find everything online. You can find a lot of things online, not everything. You can find a lot of things online, and there's always information, contact details that are given, and the advertisements are usually detailed. The price will differ based on the length of stay. If you choose to stay 6 months, it'll be more expensive than 12 months. So I'm going to show you how they advertise this. As you can see here, it's a place but it's in Thai. If you live in Thailand, you have to you have to deal with it. So a place here is located in Diamond Sukhumvit 30. It's a one-bedroomed, 83 square meters, middle floor, newly renovated. It's 35,000 baht. And for 35,000 baht, this is what it gets you. As you can see here, you have a very huge lounge, TV, a huge bedroom, good lighting, a beautiful kitchen. That is 35,000 baht. And let's look at another one here. This one is in Sathon Tasik. That's where also a lot of expats are staying. It's on the 22nd floor. It's 26 square meter for 7,500 baht. It is reasonably priced, I believe. A 1 year contract, and you have to pay at least 2 months deposit and 1 month in advance. This is something that I have to mention. If you are going to move here in Thailand, you have to have prepared a lot of money. 2 months deposit and 1 month rental. That is what majority of them will ask. Some of them will ask you to pay only 1 month of deposit and 1 month of rental. I think it happens everywhere. Even in my country, Botswana, usually people are asked to pay 2 months deposit. All right, so this place, like I said, is in Sathon. It's near the BTS, 600 meters away from the BTS. So for 7,500, you will get, this is what you will get. See, you have a sectioned apartment. There's a bedroom here, and there is a lounge, and there's the balcony. You have your microwaves. There's a cabinet. There's the toilet. There's a fridge. And majority of places here in Thailand, even condos and apartments, they don't have stoves. A lot of them, they don't have stove because cooking here is not very common. A lot of people eat outside. Like I've said, it's very, very cheap to eat outside. So this is how much 7,500, this is what 7,500 will get you in Sathon. Okay, let's talk about transportation. This was very difficult for me to break down to you because this will be determined by your place of work as well as where you will be staying. And the modes of transport that are available in that area, how many times you will need to transfer to get to your workplace, it is just entirely up to you. So your choice of location will influence your transportation to your place of work. But right now I'm going to break down a few modes of transport here in Thailand because there's a number of them that you can use. And this is based on my knowledge and my experience because I use everything. So here in Thailand, there are train systems, there are motorbikes, there are taxis, there are what we call songthaew, there is a Subaru, and there is a bus. Sometimes people also use boats. I don't know if I've mixed any. So, but these are the ones that I'm very much aware of. So I'm going to start with the first one that I want to share with you. It's called the BTS. The BTS is the train system. The train system here, the cheapest price that you can get is around 16 baht, and then the most expensive ticket you'll get is 59 baht. So I'll say like 60 baht. And I want us to do the calculations and see how much you would spend. Let's see how much you would spend per month. Let's use the highest price. So let's say you per trip is the highest will be 60 baht. Let's say you use the BTS. So 60 baht times 2. In a day you will need 120 to go to work and to return. So you work 20 days in a month. So basically 2,400. You need 2,400 just to go to work and come back to work. And then sometimes your workplace is not by the station where you get off. You might need to take a motorbike that will directly drop you to your workplace. So let's just say 2,400 to take you to your workplace or a place nearer to your workplace. That is with the BTS. And also there's another train system that is under a different company. Is called the MRT. So with the MRT, the cheapest ticket you can get is 16 baht, and this one also varies. Sometimes it goes to like 42 baht, and if you do a lot of exchanges, it can go up to like 50, 60, 70. So let's just roughly take 42. Let's say you use 42 baht, and it's 48 to go to work and to come back to work times 20 days. So it's 1,680. So you will need closer to that. Let's say 2,000 baht just to go to work and come back. That is with the train system. I hope you get the idea of what I'm saying. And then we also have motorbikes. When it comes to motorbikes and taxis, they don't have a fixed amount. But I know the minimum that you can pay for a motorbike is 10 baht. The maximum, it depends on the distance. And taxis as well, the minimum that you can pay for a meter taxi is 30 baht. The minute you get into a taxi and you tell them where you're going, they click on the meter, 30 baht. It starts at 30 baht, and then after every kilometer, it's around about 2 baht. So this one depends on the distance that you're going to go. And then we have what we call the songthaew. Songthaews are like your lorries, and they've been designed in a way that they become transportation here, like public transport here. So the minimum that you can pay on a songthaew is like 7 baht, and the maximum can go between 10 to 15 baht. So for me, I've only experienced the maximum of 10 baht. So I used to take a songthaew to work. So I used to pay like 10 baht to work and 10 baht to go home. So 20 baht a day and 20 days, I'll spend 400 on transport. That is the money just for me going to work and coming back, not for my personal things that I'll do outside. And then a Subaru, the same amount of same amount as the songthaew. Together they share like similar prices. And then the buses also depends. I've seen free buses. My friend Christine once discovered a free bus, and it's usually the red one, the old ones that you get free rides in. But I would rather get ones with air conditioned, with aircon. So buses range from like 7 baht to like 27 baht. So you can do the math. If you go to work 27 times 2 times 20, you spend round about 1,000 a month. So you will need round about 1,000 a month to go to work. So transport varies, and those are like the minimum or the basics that I can give you about transport. Another challenging one is food and groceries. So as I was doing my own research outside this, I realized that a lot of people spend round about like 5,000 to 6,000 on food, especially that they eat outside. A lot of people here eat outside, and buying groceries sometimes can be very pricey because you're buying for one. and it's quite cheaper to eat outside. You can get a meal for like between 30 to 60 baht. You can get a proper meal here, your rice and chicken, a salad, and a drink on the side for let's say 60 baht. You can get a really good meal. But also I just broke it down here a little. Like, let's say your lunch you spend 60 baht, and then your late lunch, like your snacks, you will spend 50 baht. Your dinner, let's say 60 baht. So you spend around about 170 a day. Let's say you spend 200 a day on your meals if you don't cook. So if you spend that times 30, it's around about 6,000. Exactly what I said, 6,000 just for you eating outside. So when we eat outside, most of the time we don't eat at expensive restaurants, because whatever that they are serving in these local restaurants, those big restaurants are doing the same, but they're charging twice or thrice for the same meals. But if you maybe hygiene, you think this is not your kind of style, you can opt to go to those big establishments, or you can choose to cook for yourself. One of my friends cooks for herself, and she's loving it. So between 5 to 6,000 would be okay for you. Okay, so now let me try to put these estimates together. Let's say the apartment that I live in right now, I spend 500, 5,500 for my rent and my utilities. So let's add transportation. Since my area does not have the BTS line, it has motorbikes, Songtail, and buses. I will say for transportation, I will spend 1,000 baht. And then for my food, I'll spend around about 5,000. Let's say 5,500. So I will have 12,000 as a budget. 12,000 for my accommodation, my utilities, and my groceries and transportation. 12,000. And now let's take a condo that Christine used to live in. She doesn't live there anymore. Her housing used to be 9,000, and then when we include transportation, because she was living right closer to the MRT, she will spend 2,500, and then her food and grocery will be like 5,000. So 16,500. She could live in a condo in a very comfortable life. So between 12,000 and 16,500, half of what you earn here, you can live out of half of what you earn here and live a comfortable lifestyle. And then half of the money you can use to travel, you can use to save, you can use to do whatever that you want to do. I hope this video is not all over the place, because sometimes I get very confused. That's why I have to always note things down. Anyway, so that's what you can get here in Bangkok. I've also consulted with a friend of mine who lives in Krabi. So his lifestyle is very cheap. Krabi is the south of Thailand, where you can easily access Phuket. There's beach life. You can choose to stay there. So he stays in a 2-roomed house. He pays 4,500 for rent. 4,500 for a 2-roomed house, and 5,000 for food and groceries, and 500 for gas. He bought a motorbike. So he bought a motorbike, and he's paying 500 for gas, which is part of transport, and 5,000 for food and groceries, and then 4,500 for housing and utilities. So that is just an overview that I hope it helps you. So half of what you earn, usually people start earning 30,000, and they can work that way up there to like 45 to 50. So people then can upgrade their lifestyle. So I personally recommend that when you come here and start, you don't have to live a lavish lifestyle. You have to get used to the country, find the best place that you would want to live in, get a good job, and then that's when you can upgrade your lifestyle. What I mentioned to you, we live a comfortable lifestyle. With all the numbers that I've given to you, each one of us is living a very comfortable lifestyle. We are able to go to coffee shops. We are able to travel. We are able to have money. We don't run out of money because of the lifestyles that we've chose. I have managed to pay for my tuition. I've been studying as well, and I've managed to live a life that I'm enjoying as I travel. So I hope this helps and I've given you enough information. I'm not all over the place. And if you come across this video, it would not serve any purpose that you become negative or you attack me based on the numbers that I've just crunched. If you have extra information, it would be nicer for you to share with everybody, because this platform, I'm creating a platform that will be helpful to people. We educate each other. You can also educate me and share your experience with me. Go ahead, please, and watch the rest of my other videos. If you're in the ESL industry as a Black African, please do share information with us. It doesn't matter whether you're in Taiwan, Japan, Korea, China, or any other South American country, or any other country that does not speak English as the first or official language. Thank you so much, everybody. Please do subscribe, give a thumbs up, share, and please follow me on my socials. Follow me on my Instagram, follow me on TikTok, everywhere that you are, find Mr. _Austin. Thank you so much and peace out.